And we're back with the robot part of the review. I'm going to hold each of them up and talk a little bit about them. And show you the crappy mutant masks, which they insist on putting on every goddamn Beast Wars figure that came out for the first wave. And for a couple of waves after, unfortunately, until they got into Transmetal and thought, hang on, let's not do that. So we have Cheetor here. What I will say about my Cheetor, anyway, is even though he's one of the 10th anniversary figures, and I had no problem with the Rhinox, for some reason, this one feels quite cheap. It feels more of a knockoff than it does a proper Hasbro figure. I mean, Tigatron and Panther, as I'm calling him still, are both the Japanese versions and come from Takara, obviously, so you know they feel good. But feeling Cheetor against Rhinox, for some reason it just doesn't feel as well put together. For some reason, like these bits are supposed to click into place when you put them there, and they're loose. The bits for the hands there, where they kind of click in under the head plate, are snapping off quite quickly. And he's very loose. A lot of the bits where he should be clunking to show that he's turning and it's not loose just aren't really working for some reason. And he's not that old of a figure, and I haven't played with him that much. Oh, and this gun, if you notice, will always fall out of the hand because it's not a very well designed gun. Speaking of the guns, this I assume was the gun he used mainly in the series. It looks the most like it, although this one did get a couple of screen time, a little bit of screen time anyway. I'll move on to the gimmick for this was obviously you fill it up with water, and it was a little water pistol. You know, who cares? I guess it was to fight the evil squirty gun head of Megatron. Just leave that out. I'll move on to showing you the class mutant head. That is the mutant head. Or that. It's either all the way down or like that. Again, it feels a little bit like it's about to fall out. But apart from that, the mutant head itself, it's shit. We'll talk more about that in the detailed part of the review, and it's not going to be a positive part on poor Cheetor. He is a reasonably nice looking figure. He has a lot less crappy kibble on, in my opinion, than Rhinox does. Because Rhinox has that weird kilty, skirty thingy, and he has the giant arms. For Cheetor, he just has these arms sticking off the back and the big cheetah feet at the bottom. One problem with it though is that if you look from the top, you've got this huge gap there where the cheetah head is supposed to fill in, but you know, you can't have everything, especially with a toy based on a cheetah. Cheetor, I think, is unfortunately again the weakest. Oh, there's a bit of plastic falling off again. Sorry, is the weakest out of the three of them, in my opinion. We'll move on to my second favourite. Second place goes to Tigatron in my books. Very nicely done. Looks a lot better than Cheetor. Stands out a lot more. Again, like I said before, his kind of greeny blue turquoisey colour really brings out nice detail on him compared to Cheetor's darkish blue, which was different from the original. I think it's a lot darker anyway. I can't remember everything that was the same and that was different about the 10th anniversary ones. But Tigatron does look a lot better, and he's got nice eyes that pop out of his head that are being red, and you know, the darkest colour on him, apart from the black stripes, of course. So yeah, Tigatron gets second place and feels a lot better. All the bits work properly, and you know, he's a lot better looking in my opinion. And my subsequently his little mutant mask again is shit, but is turquoisey blue, so it looks a little bit better in my opinion. Now for the best one, the one I love the most. Oh, he's beautiful. Lovely dark colours. Nice little yellow highlights, red eyes, silver for most of his body. It's a really nice combination of colours, and it just comes together, and in my opinion looks the best out of them. Even though the other two have the better beast modes with a lot more detail on. Panther, as I'm calling him, looks and feels a lot better in my eyes. And looking at his Panther head more. He does have a little bit of grey running around to pull out some of the detail, but it doesn't work too well. But I think all in all, this one is the better buy. Even the crappy kind of mutant head being all silver makes it look a little bit cooler with black eyes as well. So I will move on to the detail part of the video, and that should be it. This will probably be a two-parter, I would have thought. This is probably part 2 already, so I'll see you in... Right, so here we are for the final part of this little review, the detail part. Again, we're going to be using Tigatron here for the detail part, so we'll move Shadow Panther out the way. Just again to make it easier for the camera to pick up all the bits of detail on him. Apart from the gun, which we'll use Shadow Panthers for. No, I'll lie. We'll use Cheetor's gun for one, and we'll use the Shadow Panthers for the other. So we'll look at the gun first. As you can see, a little bit of detailing on it, not a lot. I'd say you can get away with it. Weird detailing though on this translucent bit here, which is odd. And on the underneath side, we have kind of the liney effect for the fur. Not a lot of good detail on it, but whatever. On this gun here, we have nice detailing on the gun barrel itself. Little circles and stuff make it more of a gun-esque feel, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose that's all you can say about that. So actually, we'll get Tigatron and we'll pull out his guns just to make it easier again on me. Doing this with one hand holding the camera is not easy. Okay, so we'll take a look at you now. As you can see, a very nice looking face. A little bit here that pulls that's pulled out. Nice detail on the face, nose, a little chin as well. Weird little circles put onto the shoulders, I suppose, to make it more of a shoulder-like feel to it or something. Lift up your arm there. As you can see, quite nice hand detail, little fingers and stuff. A nicely coloured silver. Little circle bit there, I suppose. Again, it's for the sake of having it's supposed to be an elbow joint for the actual robot, I suppose. So we'll look down the figure and we'll lift up the chest just to make it easier to see this crotchal piece here. Weird detail on it, not quite sure what they were going for there, but whatever. Nice legs here with little spikes coming out of them. Quiet eBay. A nice little feet detail as well. All in all, a nicely detailed figure. Gotta love it. Again, last place, second place, and first place is over there. So we'll have a look at first place again, and we'll have the all-around view of him. So obviously this is him from the front. Is that the camera on the tilt? Yes, it is. There we go. So as we turn him around, we'll pull him out a bit more actually. You can see I've bent his legs and Cheetor's in the frame there, so we'll move him away. As we turn him around, he still looks good from basically any angle you have him at. You know, it gets a bit bad round the back because you can still see the mutant head, but it's not quite as bad. And it is a bit dark from the back, but it's not too badly detailed. If we have a quick, very, very brief look, whoops, again this is a problem with doing it with one hand. If we have a very brief look at his mutant mask, it does have some okay detail on like little teeth, little mandibles here, so I assume it's some kind of bug or something like that. I've no idea. Little nose bits, eyes are nicely done, little horns as well. But this is really the face you want him to have. It's a lot nicer. So this was my review on the 3 cats. I hope you enjoyed it. I wouldn't pay a lot for them. You can probably get them quite cheap now. So thank you for watching, guys, and I hope this was an interesting review. So I'll see you guys probably tomorrow.